Hey Internet, how you doing? Good to see you're back. Got a whole new collection of games. MYST. I love the MYST books, so I was excited to finally find a copy of this game for the original PlayStation. This is a point-and-click adventure game from the early days of FMV gaming on the PC. I need to beat this game so I can move on to Riven and MYST 3 on PlayStation 2. I've done a lot of escape rooms, but this game is hard. I hope I can get back to it sometime. Tony Hawk's Underground. I love the normal controller Tony Hawk games that don't use the slow motion trick mode, except Tony Hawk 5. It sounds like that game is the Driver 3 of Tony Hawk games. Possibly the best Tony Hawk game, although I really hate the antagonist in this game. He reminds me of someone I used to know. If you've never played a Tony Hawk game, do it. You are missing out. Nicktoons Battle for Volcano Island. Oh, Blue Tongue Entertainment, I keep finding your games. This one is a mediocre platformer where you can swap between Nickelodeon characters. After playing for a bit, I realized it was more fun and faster to pass enemies instead of fighting them. Not a bad game, but not a good one. The Vinci Code, an adventure game built around puzzles. This is an example of how adventure games should not be done, but it's not the worst. It's unlikely that I will ever play this game again. The Bible Game. It's a Crave game. Let's do that brutal moose thing here. I've not seen such cravery. Crave makes bad games, and this is one of them. It's a game show trivia game that's not good. It has mostly bad minigames to break up boring trivia and frustrating Wrath of God moments where you lose all of your winnings. You know what? Let's rename it the Bible Disc, as game is a bit of a stretch. Guitar Hero and Guitar Hero 2 Dual Pack. Both games, one case. Haven't tried it yet as I've already played and beat both. I also scooped up this Guitar Hero with Guitar Complete. The box is much sturdier than the Guitar Hero 2 set. Oh, you like to play Guitar Hero? Bring it, noob. Turok Evolution. First-person shooter with dinosaurs, axes, bows, and guns with some platforming action thrown in there. I've never played a Turok game before, and this probably wasn't a good one to start with. This felt really outdated. Ephemeral Fantasia, an early 3D JRPG. You know how NPCs are usually the most boring part of a JRPG? One or two of them will have useful info, but the rest are there to fill space. This game has loads of them. The starting city is huge, and I couldn't figure out how to get out of it. I wanted to see the battle system, but the city maze won. Skip this game. Trapt. Trapt has an interesting game style. You are basically the bad guy who is in charge of killing all the people who come into this castle. You have wall traps, floor traps, and ceiling traps. Besides just smashing, maiming, burning, and throwing enemies around with traps, you can come up with some interesting combos to really do a lot of damage, which earns more money to buy and upgrade your trap collection. It's an interesting gameplay style, but it does get old after a while. This is part of the Deception series of games, despite the name not reflecting that. Return to Castle Wolfenstein, Operation Resurrection. Remember Wolfenstein? This is a pretty bland first-person shooter when compared to other games on PlayStation 2. Romance of the Three Kingdoms 9. Romance of the Three Kingdoms is a civilization style of game. It has war, city management, and politics. Romance of the Three Kingdoms 8, 9, and 10 are on PlayStation 2. This series has been around since at least the 8-bit era, but I still haven't learned how to play them. I tried to play through the tutorial on this game, but it was making me fall asleep. I want to learn to play this game as civilization type games really do it for me, but it's rough. This, Dwarf Fortress, and Gallop Race are games that I still need to learn. Star Wars Super Bombad Racing. It's a kart racer. It's clunky, it's annoying, and it has a weird looking Yoda. PlayStation 2 has some bad kart racing games. Fallout, Brotherhood of Steel. A dungeon crawler game in the Fallout world. Before Bethesda bought the rights to Fallout, we got some interesting spin-off games sometimes. Fallout Tactics on PC is good, and this Fallout Brotherhood of Steel is confusing. I like that this game exists, but it's difficult. I imagine this game must get better when you make it further in than I did. I hope to play it more and get a better feel for what's going on in this game. Fire Pro Wrestling returns. Japanese wrestling game. Remember when I mentioned games that I need to learn to play? This game is on that list too. It's difficult and I'm already not familiar with this play style. There's a lot going on here. Moves, counter moves, and managing your wrestler's breathing so he doesn't get too tired. I was super lost and research told me I'd really need to buckle down for a couple of hours to learn this. Very highly reviewed game. Walt Disney's The Jungle Book Rhythm and Groove. A bad rhythm game based on The Jungle Book. I don't like it. Atelier, Iris, Eternal Mana. A pretty JRPG that I have a bad history with. I love turn-based strategy games. During the PlayStation 2 era, a new company called Nipponichi Software America came out that began releasing niche SRPG games on PlayStation 2. First Disgaea, then Phantom Brave, later Makai Kingdom and Disgaea 2. We'll pretend Lapicel Tactics didn't happen. This company was localizing game after game that I couldn't get enough of, and then they released this. I was looking forward to another amazing strategy game, and got an RPG. There's nothing wrong with this game, but I had built up unrealistic expectations that NIS would only bring over really great strategy games. Lately it feels like they stopped releasing strategy games, except for the Disgaea series. Cocoto Fishing Master. Why are there so many fishing games? I've played so many fishing minigames and a few fishing games, but they're almost always bad. This needs to stop. We need to do something about fishing games. Golf games are almost always good, and I don't even care about golf, not even a little. Why? Why is this genre so terrible, and why do we keep getting more? This game is practically invisible on the internet. There's almost no information out there about it. Everyone skipped it. Except me, I guess. ESPN College Hoops 2K5. That's the fancy way of saying 2005. It's a basketball game. It's fun, but I don't know the controls very well. I'm sure it would be great if I took the time to learn them, but I don't have a whole lot of interest in most sports games. Got Heavenly Guardian. I guess it's a pretty bad game. I mean, I like Gauntlet. It looks like Gauntlet. I guess it's a spiritual successor to Pocky and Rocky, which I've never played, but I hear good things about. But I've watched some gameplay of this, and I want to play it. It looks fun. Everybody says it's not fun, but I bought it sealed. This is my biggest regret with sealed. I mean, like, I got other games like, for example, this time, picked up Hannah Montana's Spotlight World Tour. I don't want to play this game. That's half the reason I bought it sealed, is that I could own it without being required to play it, because I feel obligated to play every game that I own, unless it's sealed. And I got working on the 3-packs here. Just picked up the Resident Evil 3-pack, sealed. It's real nice. The seal's coming apart a little bit at the bottom, but oh well. I've never played a Resident Evil game. I need to. When I pick up the loose ones, I will. This brings my collection to 384 out of 1,850 games, or 20.8% of a complete collection. Subscribe. Or to... Subscribe. Or Togepi gets it. I'm serious. Do it. Someone didn't click the button.